everyone, how are we doing today? It is I, your boy Chris, and in today's video, we're doing a cooking video. That's right, and in today's cooking video, we're making something a little nostalgic for me. You see, what we're making is a dish that I used to make with my friends back in the day, when we used to hang out, sit together, and, pass the peace pipe around, if you know what I mean. That being said, today's dish is a very simple 6-ingredient dish that is easy to make. It takes less than 45 minutes to cook together, less than about 20 minutes to let cool down to perfect temperature, and within 5 after that, you're eating that bad boy right up. So let me introduce you to today's dish. Today's dish is a simple fettuccine Alfredo chicken pasta. Well, maybe not fettuccine, because we're not going to be using fettuccine noodles, but we are making an Alfredo chicken pasta. This is a pasta that my friends taught me back in the day, and I'm going to teach it to you. Again, it's super simple, super flavorful, super tasty. It has a mixture of textures that just makes it all pop. So, firstly, let me introduce us to our ingredients. As you can see, we got quite the selection of ingredients here. So the first ingredient you guys all saw was the onion. We diced up some onion. You're going to want about 1/4 of an onion diced up, ready to go. Then you're going to want to take 1/4 of a pepper. I prefer red, but today we went with an orange pepper for a little sweetness. You want to dice that up to about the same fineness as your onion. Then you're going to take 3 pinches of mozzarella, set it aside. Then you're going to have some Alfredo sauce. Obviously, you got to have Alfredo cheese for it to be Alfredo noodles. Then, of course, you've got the chicken, which we're going to be air frying today. Yeah, recently got my hands on an air fryer, so we're using that today. And this is something that, yes, we would have done back then too. We would have used an air fryer to fry up the chicken and then throw it right into the pasta. So we're going to be air frying up the chicken. And not only that, but the final ingredient, of course, being the noodles. And you got to use a specific noodle with this dish because it's the way my friends would have made it. And that is, of course, with shell noodles. I don't know why the shell noodles were so important. But again, a lot of these ingredients are in there for the texture and the flavor they can bring out in this dish. So without further ado, we're going to hop in, start cooking up. For those of you who don't know, I did a little bit of pre-prep work here. I diced up the onions, diced up the pepper, portioned out the cheese. I've already got the noodles all boiled up, ready to go. So we're just going to jump right into making this bad boy. You guys are going to get to see all the best parts without needing to sit through all the grindy bullshit that we all tend to sit through in a lot of these videos. So without further ado, we're going to hop right into this. First thing we're going to do, very first thing, is mixing it out. Hey, I can't even talk right now. But we're gonna mix in our. We're gonna mix in our Alfredo sauce with our noodles. Then after that, what we're gonna want to do is, of course, throw in our onion and throw in our pepper. Now, we want to get this cheese sauce, noodle, pepper, and onion mixture up to a boil again. Once that's boiling up again, you're going to want to move on to your next step. Now, your next step is going to happen right about the time your chicken's going to finish up cooking. As a matter of fact, it's going to be exactly when your chicken's done cooking. Our next step is taking that chicken, throwing it into our Alfredo sauce, pepper, onion, noodle mixture. Now that it's at a rolling boil, you throw your chicken in. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to kill the heat to your stovetop, and you're finally going to add in that cheese, and you're going to mix it in there until it's all nice and melted, just like this. test is completely done. Now there's nothing left to do but to warm up a piece of bread, make our plate, and get sat down for the taste test. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this is a super simple dish that anyone can make. Takes less than 45 minutes to cook, less than 20 to cool down, and less than 5 to plate up and get eaten right up. So ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and let this bad boy cool down. Then I'm going to plate some food up and we're going to taste test it. And I'm telling you right now, for those of you that underestimate a simple dish with just 6 simple ingredients, I'm telling you, you got to try a simple dish sometimes, because sometimes those simple dishes taste like a 5-star Michelin restaurant. And this one right here has a flavor profile that actually does it. Now, before we get to the eating portion, I'm going to explain how this does so. Now, the Alfredo and the mozzarella provide a really excellent cheesy base for the flavor. The noodles give it a texture and some filling to it. The pepper is going to bring in a little bit of a sweet kick. Nothing too crazy, nothing like a ghost pepper, but enough there to be like drinking a can of Sprite. Secondly, the onion going in there is to bring in more of a savory sweetness, something a bit more akin to something more meaty, and is to help bring out the flavor of that chicken. And that chicken, it's not only there for flavor, but the texture that it gives is absolutely divine. And honest to God, man, when you throw some protein in a good dish, it's always like a million times healthier. You know what I'm talking about? That being said, ladies and gentlemen, as I've said it, some of it's all for texture, some of it's for flavor, but it all comes together to make one delicious dish. Well, I'm going to quit stalling and trying to find ways to explain it. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a few minutes to cool down, and then we're going to go ahead and give this bad boy a try. And here we are at the taste test, ladies and gentlemen. We've got ourselves our pasta bowled up right here. Look at that beauty. Whew. Nice and creamy looking. And I got a little bit of bread to go with it, because why not? A little bit of pasta deserves a little bit of bread to go with. So without further ado, my friends, we're going to jump right into this thing. We're going to try and get a good solid spoonful here. Let's see, we got a little bit of onion, a little bit of pepper here, a little chicken, a little noodle. Let's go. Oh, my Lord. Oh, someone call food Jesus, because he done had himself a baby. That right there is so delicious. The onion and the pepper mixing together, coming together to make a very, very, very sweet, savory taste. Get your mouth watering. The chicken adds a bit of protein flavor to it that's just out of this freaking world. The sauce is absolutely divine, flavorful, creamy, and really helps act like a glue that brings this whole flavor profile together. And then that extra, that mozzarella in here, that there, is adding a little thickness to this that makes it even better. You ain't ever gonna tell me that that's not fucking good. Oh my God, it's so delicious. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to rank this bad boy, and I'm going to rank this dish a 7.5 out of 10. You could use some seasoning, for sure, but for being a classical dish that I used to make back when I was stoned as hell and just looking for a little something to munch on, this right here wasn't too bad an option. Relatively healthy, tasty, and filling. And you know it's good because I can't help but go in for another bite. That is just tasty. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I highly suggest you try this dish out. It ain't too bad. It's not too shabby. Absolute heaven right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun video, and I do mean that. And if you want to see more videos like this, I recommend that you subscribe and turn that notification bell on, so that way you get notified every time we upload. I also suggest that you leave a like on the video, because it lets me know you enjoy this style of video. Oh, and don't forget to check out the description. We got little treats in there all the time for you guys. For instance, we got our friends over at Bay Station who help us out all the time. You got to check out and show them some love. Oh, and don't forget to comment and let us know what your favorite part of the video was. That right there is something I love hearing, when you guys tell me what your favorite parts are, or even just tell me about your day. Telling you, that right there, some 10 out of 10 stuff. Oh, were you expecting some special outro? I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to outro this one. It's just a good meal. Tasty. It's delicious. You guys should try this. That being said, I got some shit to do, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace on out, friends. Peace on out.